Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Battleground Games Live. Hi everyone, I'm way over here. This is Andrew and we are joining you from the loft at Battleground Games and Hobbies in Abington, Massachusetts. And we're going to play a variety of games today. We put up the poll last week and the chat and everybody decided they'd like to see us play several smaller games. So we're going to play some Dark Stories, hopefully with the chat. You guys will be able to join us on that. We'll play some Murder of Crows. We're going to play some Gloom. All sort of spooky, Halloween-y games of horrible things happening to people. And I hope nobody minds that Amanda is eating a little bit. Our food got here very late today, so
very late
we were still stuffing our
delivery.
faces as we were setting up the stream.
And hello, Retro Jim.
Hello!
Hello,
Is
as
Retro
usual,
Jim...
to DG Dell.
Yep. It's always nice to see you, DG Dell. Oh, we got Chinese food, so before we start, let's open our fortune cookies. And we got one for you guys.
We have one for the chat.
So, and maybe we should introduce ourselves. I said I'm Andrew. Hi.
Hey, I'm Travis.
I'm Amanda.
Amanda's eating. If the munching gets too annoying, tell me and I'll mute Amanda's mic.
Or I'll just move my mic.
Hello, and I have food in my mouth. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what our fortunes are. Probably something dire.
Open this away from my mic.
Yeah.
Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle.
I could probably turn my volume up so I can actually hear the stream.
Oh no. Why would I do that?
I am born with grace and beauty in my pants.
Family stream.
Yeah, that's family, right? Okay, whatever. I am born with grace and beauty. That's not really a fortune, and I don't know how it applies to Dark Stories and Murder of Crows and Gloom. But
We'll find
there
out.
you are. Yep. How about you, Travis?
Willingness opens the doors to knowledge, direction, and achievement. Again, not really a fortune, more of a advice.
Yeah.
Aphorism. I am a source of wisdom and strength to many people.
Again, not a fortune. These fortunes are not...
No, this is present tense.
You are a source of strength. Okay, so here's the chat.
Okay, it's a retroactive fortune, says Retro Jim.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
you guys don't get to eat the fortune cookie. Oh my, it's a whole paragraph. This is, you will die alone and, no, sorry. That's a Mystery Science Theater thing.
That's an MST ref.
You can't make someone else's choices. You shouldn't let someone else make yours. I actually really like that fortune.
That's a really good one, especially since chat is going to hopefully be playing Dark Stories with us
Yeah,
and
don't
making
let
their
people
own
make
choices.
your choices for you, chat.
Be a strong, independent person.
Yeah. I do want to, before we actually get to the gameplay, and while Amanda has time to eat a little bit of stuff, I want to talk about Extra Life. You can see there's only 14 days left until the 25-hour Extra Life stream. And we're going to be playing all sorts of games here. If you're local to Battleground, you can come in and play some games. That starts at noon on Saturday, the 4th of November, and runs until noon on Sunday, the 5th of November. So that's 25 hours of straight gaming. And we're going to have stuff here on the stream. So if you join us on Battleground Games Live, you'll be able to see all sorts of games going on. I wish you could visit DG Dell. It would be really nice. Someday, either we'll open
get you
a
up
store
here
down there in
sometime.
Florida, which is unlikely.
Now,
or you'll come
yes,
up here.
you did decide what games we're playing, but
Yes.
we decided what games to offer.
I suppose. Yeah. So I wanted to show off some things that we're going to be having as giveaways during the Extra Life Marathon. We've
They're really good.
discussed it on some of the previous streams that we're going to have giveaways during the marathon, and if you donate in certain denominations, you're entered into these giveaways. And we've talked about, obviously, the date with Derek, the very desirable date with Derek.
It's really good.
Yeah, we enjoyed ours.
had a
We
great
talked
time.
about the HasCon Magic promos. We've talked about, we have a Warhammer 40K tank that somebody donated. We've got a couple of new donations that I wanted to show off today. One is another one from Dave Roshinsky. Dave was on the program last week. He's the one who donated the HasCon promos. And once we go to our other view, I'll put this up on document cam so you can see
super
it.
guy.
This is the Penny Arcade 8-bit Link set. So, I am not a Penny Arcade collector, but I know a lot of people who are.
And the thing is, you don't have to be a Penny Arcade collector
Oh no, they're just awesome.
to really like these pins. They're really cool.
It's got Link, it's got a rupee, it's got, what are the Octorocks?
Yep.
And it's got the Take This guy. So,
Like, I have a couple of Penny Arcade pins, not because I do Penny Arcade collecting and trading, but because I really like the pins.
Yeah.
and
I
you're a
got
fan
the,
of video games, so you
yeah.
got Dog Meat.
I have excuse me, I have Dog Meat from Fallout, and I got Chandra.
Yep.
When Chandra was the
from
Magic
the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering pin one year. I went and waited in line and bought a t-shirt because I wanted a t-shirt anyway, and you got, if you played like their demo of
Yeah.
Magic Online or you bought something, you got the pin. So, and then I got my photo taken with Chandra. It was very cool. Yeah, it was, the pins are just really nice. They're good quality
They're
pins
fantastic
too.
quality pins. All the Penny
I have a
Arcade
bunch
pins
of the
are
Loading
awesome.
Ready Run Penny Arcade pins just because
Yeah.
they're cool. I have like the Spoopifer hockey pin.
So, what do you think is a good price point to set for 8-bit pins? I was thinking 8.5, so $8.50. Because $8 is the date with Derek.
Right, we don't want to.
We don't want any overlap.
I mean, we could just do it 8, and if you donate $8, you're
It's harder
both
to
entered for
target
the
your
date.
entry, though.
And yeah.
Because if you want one but not the other, then
Yeah.
that's a little tricky. I like $8.50.
Okay.
$8.50 seems
so
good.
if you donate $8.50, you get one entry for the Penny Arcade 8-bit pins. If you donate $17, you get entered for 2 entries, et cetera, et cetera. My brain isn't doing well enough to do multiples of $8.50, but that's what we'll do for the Penny Arcade pins. And
When you make your donation, you'll certainly have a calculator handy. It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
yeah, you'll be
You'll
good.
be able to take
If you're
care of
doing it in the store, I think and this is going to be a little bit more work for the folks who are selling the tickets, but we'll have the prices for each of the items on the envelope, and you
Yeah.
just pay that amount and get your ticket.
Yeah.
We have another donation, and this is from some guy, I can't remember who this is from.
Some person.
Some guy. He shows up every week.
So Travis has
They still
donated
haven't kicked me out.
an unopened Risk Legacy. So this has not been played, the cards have not been torn up. It's pristine Risk Legacy. This was out of print for a while, but it's back in print now. Actually, Wizards of the Coast is the manufacturer for Risk Legacy, which I think is hilarious. But for anybody who hasn't played Risk Legacy, this is the first of the big Legacy games. And it is, you play Risk, but at the end of your game of Risk, you basically save the game state, and you go on and play another game, the next time you get together with your gaming group, and there are new rules. So for each game, you open up a little thing, and it changes the rules for the game as you go. In the Legacy games, they're one-time playthroughs. I mean, I guess you can play it again, but the rules are going to be set in stone once you've played it through once.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea being if you go through all of the campaign,
I think there's
you will have your
8
own
sessions in Risk Legacy. I can't remember if it's 8
or 10.
Yeah.
It's after you're done, you can. I know a couple people who have gone through their full campaign, and now they have their own custom risk board.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That has been
That seems
affected
like a neat idea.
over the course of their plays, as far as here are your fortified capitals now, and all sorts of lovely little details that nobody's board is ever going to be.
Because there's stickers that you attach to the board as you go. Yep.
We'll just tuck my
Out of
food
shot.
out of shot. I was moving it closer to the camera so you can see how delicious it was.
So we'll come up with a price for Risk Legacy, which is a fantastic game, and you need a gaming group that you're going to get together
Patrick.
with on a regular basis in order to be able to play it. but I think that's a fantastic thing to get during a gaming marathon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we should give it away before the marathon, and then somebody could just run through the whole legacy in those 25 hours.
Yeah, that'll take
would-
up a nice solid block on camera. Just
Well,
have all of them on camera. It'll be
Amanda and I
fine.
have discussed this. We don't want anything over 2 hours. I'd prefer like 1 hour games because you lose steam.
And because it's
somebody
a
who's taken over my
25-hour
Twitch account.
marathon,
Yeah.
it's really, really long. You get really tired. A game that takes more than 2 hours on camera, we're just going to be sitting there staring at each other. And while that may be amusing
Yeah, I don't think
to a
that's-
point, it certainly won't be fun to watch for like 3 hours.
I'm going to switch
So,
the
yeah.
camera, and we can start playing some Gloom. I'll show off our custom Gloom box in a couple of moments here.
There may have been a mishap with the box of Gloom cards.
Yeah.
It
so-
may have involved a sync.
Actually, I did say I was going to show off the Penny Arcade pins on stream.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to put these up on document camera here. Check out those gorgeous
dice.
pins.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's not like those are brand specific to Penny Arcade. It's not like there's
Oh, yeah.
Gabe and it's
No.
those are all straight Legend of Zelda. And
Yep.
so if you're a fan of Zelda, if you're a fan of I know plenty of people who just like collecting enamel pins like that.
Yep.
Those are nice.
So $8.50.
They're starting to require
If
us
you-
to have badges on lanyards at work.
Oh,
And I'm going to need
you
some
should put
flair.
Some pins. Yes. You don't want to
Actually-
talk about your flair, but
So when they started asking us, "Oh, don't you want a lanyard?" and I was like, "I will choke myself. That's going to be a daily thing that I will choke myself with a lanyard because I know from PAX that I
Yeah.
do that all the time." And they were like, "But you can put pins on it." And I was like, "I don't like talking about my flair."
nobody
And no
got
one
it.
got it. It
Oh,
was very
man.
sad.
All right, so
Come on, Office Space, folks.
Amanda and I are playing our very well-loved copy of Gloom here today, and this is our custom Gloom deck box.
So here's
you
the
can
story
see it's painter's
behind.
tape on a magic deck box.
So here's the story behind the Gloom deck box. Our cat Leela.
Our ancient cat
She's
Leela.
19 and she does what she wants. And one of the things that she likes to do is drink from the faucet in the bathtub and used to be also the bathroom sink. But we could keep her from drinking from the faucet in the bathroom if we put a cat bowl full of
Why
water
are my cards shuffled?
in the sink in the bathroom. So there was a bowl full of water in the sink in the bathroom, and I was unpacking after PAX and had 2 boxes
Travis, would you make
in
sure
my
there's
hand.
5
I
family
had
members
Gloom
in each of those piles?
and I had Chrononauts. And they were just a little too big for my hand, and I pinched them together. I didn't have a good grip on them, and they went flying directly into the bowl of water. I was unpacking a bag, and our toiletries were in it, so I was in the bathroom, and so were those, and I was taking them out of the bag, and then they were in the sink. Now, Gloom survived quite well because the cards for Gloom are plastic. They are, Andy, if you would show one of the Gloom
Sure, here
cards.
is a Gloom card.
They are clear plastic, which is kind of the point of the game,
Yeah, the whole thing with Gloom, and we'll
that you're
put
layering.
yeah, we'll put one of my characters up on document cam so you
So
can
the cards
see.
were fine.
Yeah, we're just
the
flat out
box,
missing one of the
The box
people.
died a sad death, as did our Chrononauts
Yeah.
stuff. Our Chrononauts stuff we had actually in a deck box. The Chrononauts box fell apart.
Oh, there it is.
But we
I
had
can
to
see
spread out our Chrononauts
It's
cards.
just a
So
few more
our
cards down.
Chrononauts
There we go.
cards have
Found it.
been very well loved because I actually had to put like paper restoration practices into play that I learned from work. How to deal with wet paper. Had to lay them out, dry them, press them, and then really press them.
This
to
was
keep
during a
them from
long
wrinkling.
period where Chrononauts was out of print.
Yeah,
so
you
we
couldn't get a
replace
new
it.
copy of it. So
It's been reprinted and we have it in the store now.
Chrononauts is really fun, DG Chrononauts is a time traveling game.
Appropriate with your shirt.
It is very appropriate with my shirt. I have a Time Warp shirt on today. doing the time warp again. It's all time travel movies. I think we're too small for anyone to make out my shirt, but
Yeah.
But yeah, you lay out a timeline of cards, and the timeline has linchpins and ripple points. And the linchpins are events that caused other things to happen, and the ripple points are the things that those linchpins affect. So there may be like Lincoln is assassinated. Well, you can say Lincoln is wounded by playing an action card on it that changes history. And now, two things that happen later on in the timeline don't happen. But then nothing else happens instead. They just don't happen, which means they're now paradoxes. Also in the deck with all the action cards are
take purple.
patches.
Amanda?
And these are things that can happen instead of the thing that now no longer happens. So, you know, one of the things is, what's one of the things? There's like the...
Instead of Lincoln assassinated, Lincoln impeached.
Yeah, Lincoln gets impeached later as a patch over something else. Because he didn't get assassinated, later on he gets impeached. Yeah, so it's got all sorts of stuff like that. You can play solitaire because you have time travelers, and the time travelers each have a timeline that is supposed to be like two things that don't happen the way they happen for us, and one that does happen the way it happens for us. And none of them are the same thing. So yeah, they're each trying to get home. When you play a competitive game, you each have a different time traveler, but you don't tell each other who your time traveler is, so how you're arranging the timeline is a mystery to your opponents.
Work out all right for you?
If you're playing solitaire, you're supposed to deal out 8 time travelers and get them all home. It's a real challenge.
If you click on the YouTube link that's down below us,
that's right, I did play it.
We do have a YouTube video a few months back of Amanda playing solitaire Chrononauts while I was painting some Rune Wars figures.
I think we're just playing basic Gloom.
Yeah, we're doing basic Gloom.
For tonight, for now.
We do have the promos from Tabletop Day. So we have the tabletop exclusive promos, but I have not got them shuffled into the deck. And it just adds some new family members and some new cards that do stuff. But we're not going to play with those today. We're just playing basic Gloom. There are a lot of expansions that add more mechanics.
Why did I get the family with the clown?
I don't know.
He gave me the family with the clown.
Do you want a different family?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. So
I'm just going to kill him.
I'll put a couple of my family members on stream so you can see how the game plays as we go. Basically, each of us has 5 family members. Our goal is to kill our own family and have them be as miserable as possible when we do it. And the way you do that, if I can just borrow a card off the top of the deck, is things will happen to your family. Sometimes they're positive things, like this here, which adds plus 10 to the morale of my family. Sometimes they're negative things.
There.
I have to go down through the deck a little bit. Here we are. Here something awful happens and she gets negative 25. And you can see it obscures the 10, so now she's miserable, whereas before she was happy. And eventually you get to kill them off, flip them over, they're dead, and at the end of the game, once somebody has killed off their entire family, we all count to see how miserable the dead family members are, and the person with the most negative score wins.
Yes, Retro Gym is exactly that. Nobody should be happy.
Yeah,
ever.
and you can try and make your opponent's family happy.
Yeah, exactly. So you wouldn't play a happiness on your own family, you'd play it on somebody else's. You could potentially, I believe, kill other people's family members when they're happy.
Yeah.
But then there are cards, you'll see there are various effects that can happen
So I have the
that
creepy
will
circus.
resurrect people. Yeah, we should read off our family members and their flavor.
This
Because
is a
part
very
of the whole fun of this game is the storytelling.
This is a very
and-
Edward Gorey.
Yes, very Edward
deal.
Gorey.
The artwork is very gory.
And this is why we chose it for our Halloween month streams, is that it's so appropriate for our theme of spooky games.
Spooky.
So I'll read my family here, and I have to take my glasses off to do it because, okay. So I have Elias E. Gore, itinerant gravedigger. It can be hard for a traveling gravedigger to find jobs.
It is. It's a fun game.
But there's always work at Castle Slogar. So my family lives at Castle Slogar. Melissa Slogar, cadaverous child. It's a shame when a child dies at a tender age, but sometimes it's a shame when she doesn't. Lord Slogar, brain in a box. It is literally just a brain in a box. Lord Slogar's thoughts may be muddled, but Helena assures us that his heart is in the right place. Well, it's not in the box. I wonder where his heart is.
Somewhere.
The box
Professor
under the
Helena
brain.
Slogar, eccentric inventor.
The box.
Helena
What's in the
enjoys
box?
gardening, long walks in the moonlight, and reanimating the dead. Well, that's definitely in flavor. And I have Grogar, work in progress. Professor Slogar is determined to create the perfect groom for her daughter. She still has a ways to go. It is a teddy bear with a brain. So her cadaverous daughter is going to marry a teddy bear. That's kind of gross. But there you go.
I believe my family resides at Hemlock Hall.
Hemlock Hall. That
So-
sounds like a nice place to live.
Doesn't it, though?
Yes. So the patriarch of this being Lord Wellington Smythe. Since the death of his wife, he has doted on his two youngest children, despite the remarkable lack of paternal resemblance. Lola Wellington Smythe. Once in a lifetime, you may have the chance to dance with the devil or dice with death. For Lola, that's a slow night. And the aforementioned twins. The Wellington Smythe twins are the sweetest, demonically possessed sociopaths you'll ever meet.
So darling.
Butterfield, the butler, whatever it is, he did it. And Goody Czar, the nanny. She's been most vigilant in schooling the children. They are nearly halfway through Ye Big Book of Poisons.
It's important to know your poisons.
Gotta know your poisons.
Yeah.
Living in Hemlock Hall? Absolutely.
So I have a circus family. I have Darius Dark, sinister ringmaster. The carnival is in Dark's blood, and there's quite a lot of blood in his carnival. Samson O'Toole, the bearded man. While bearded ladies are always popular, few people seem interested in Samson's remarkable deformity. Thumbelisa, the diminutive diva. Darius Dark would have been wiser to promote Thumbelisa's minute size instead of her mediocre operatic talents. Alessandra DeVille, the illustrated lady. Sadly, Alessandra's modesty prevents her from sharing her remarkable tattoos with the world. And Mr. Giggles, creepy clown. Mr. Giggles always has a smile for the children. So creepy.
Yeah, that sounds creepy.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So I guess I will start. We each have 5 cards in our hand, and we can play those cards on our family or somebody else's family. And I'm going to start by... could I play that on an opponent? I think I'll hang on to that. This is tricky.
You know what?
can
You know what the
discard.
flavor is.
What's
for, that? You know how we've gone over the whole youngest player goes first. And
Yeah.
How that will eternally and forever be me amongst the 3 of us.
Yeah.
There's a different one for Gloom.
Okay.
And I always like when games do the thematic thing, right?
Yeah.
The player who's had the worst day goes first.
I actually haven't had a very bad day.
Yeah,
My day was
My
okay.
day was pretty decent. I
Yeah,
got stuff
yeah.
done.
Should we just go with oldest player goes first?
That'd be
Then it's
you.
me. Okay. I'm going to play Was Sickened by Salmon. And I'll play it on Grogar. So this reanimated teddy bear husband was sickened by salmon. While this card, this text shows, discard one card every time a modifier is played, including this one. So I must discard a card. I will discard Had a Picnic in the Park.
Heathen X, welcome. We are indeed nerds.
Yes, absolutely nerds.
Yeah, 100%.
So you get 2 plays.
Yeah.
You can discard, you can play a card, or you can murder one of somebody, but you can only murder on your first play, so I can't murder now, because it's my second play. I am going to play a positive thing on Lord Smith-Smythe-Smooth. He was wondrously well wed.
Oh.
So, happy bully for him. He gets
Moved to
an additional
Indiana.
20 happiness.
Yeah. Is that Drew?
Well, okay,
Yeah, Indiana.
but it's less expensive than living in Massachusetts.
It's true, but it's still Indiana.
But he's saving so much money, he'll be able to buy a house and come back.
True.
Right, Drew? You'll come back eventually.
I'm assuming that's Drew.
DG Dell, there is actually an Oregon Trail card game. I haven't had a chance to play it, but I have seen it. All right, so I played a modifier, so I have to discard another card because I still have this in play. So I'm going to just discard a murder. And then you draw back up to your starting hand. My starting hand was 5, so I draw 4 more cards.
I need to play that, DG Dell. I really want to try the Oregon Trail card game. It was one of those things that we were having trouble getting a hold of because it was a Target exclusive.
Yeah.
Target.
Known for their gaming.
Yeah, known for their big games.
And Lord Wellington Smythe, he was
Are
wondrously
we going
well
this way or are we going this way?
That's clockwise. Yeah,
I mean, we could go Widdershins.
Yeah.
That's
No, clockwise. You're absolutely right. I spoke out of turn. I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
It's all right.
It's Friday. It's been a
You just
long
have
week,
to
man.
be consistent. I don't care if we
Ooh.
go backwards.
Whoa, that's. I definitely do want to play it. We
would
do have a
definitely
Target
try it
nearby,
out.
so.
Yeah. All right, so Amanda, I think we're saying it's your go.
Yeah.
It is. I'm going to say that Mr. Giggles, the creepy clown, was beaten by beggars. I feel like, yeah, I'm cool with that. He was beaten by beggars.
He's trying to do some buskering on the same
Yeah,
corner as the beggars. They took offense to it.
So Andy,
Yes.
who do you have there? You have your brain in a box?
Yeah, he's the one who's, or no, I'm sorry, Brandon Box is over here. Lord Slogar.
So I think Lord Slogar is the toast of the town. He's been doing the rounds.
Okay. My draw limit is increased by 1 card while this text shows. So he's happy, but my draw limit is increased. Right? Or is that your
Right.
draw limit?
No, I believe that's
Yeah.
yours because it's in front of you.
Yeah.
It's
He
sort
was
of
the
like
toast
a.
of the town. He
Yeah,
gets plus
okay,
15
so-
happiness.
We do like talking with the chat, Drew. So
Oh,
we're
definitely.
happy to do that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're going to be playing Dark Stories later.
And we're going
which,
to ask you guys to help us out.
Yeah, Dark Stories is a figure out the mystery sort of game, and we can definitely have our chat help us out with that. So I'm going to draw up to 5.
Oh, wait, did you do 2 moves already?
Yeah, I gave you something
yeah,
happy,
yeah.
and I made my clown sad,
Okay, good.
as is tradition.
Yeah, sad clown.
And okay, so now
Oh
Lord,
man, that's
Lord
a bummer,
Wellington
Drew.
Smythe, He was wondrously well wed.
Yeah,
It was a great
yeah.
wedding,
Yeah, it was a lovely wedding.
but
I wasn't there, but I'm told it was lovely.
yes.
What happened though?
Well, the wedding was still great. It was just afterwards. He was hunted by horrors,
Oh no.
and it's just.
So you'll see, chat, that this covers up his happiness.
Yep.
He loses his happiness
It's-
entirely.
The horror hunting just really overpowers it. And for my second, I'm just going to discard one of my untimely deaths.
Okay. Back up to 5.
Draw back up to 5.
Okay. So I think I'm going to just pile misery upon misery for Grogar here. In addition to
Grogar.
being sickened by a salmon, he was terrified by a topiary. For generations, we've cut down trees at Christmas time. Now it's payback time.
The trees have risen up against him.
He gets an additional negative 20.
Wow.
And I'm going to play a modifier on the professor here. She is now wounded by wasps, not to mention being bothered by bees and harried by hornets. So she's covered in welts and gets negative 15 happiness.
I mean, I would be 15% less happy if I was covered in welts, so.
And now I draw up to my draw limit, which is now 6.
Yeah, it
because
is.
I have Lord Slogar here being happy in my.
Is it percentage points that we're going to go with? That's the
guess.
happiness units.
Yeah, they're happiness units. Well, they're red, so maybe they're also units of blood.
Yeah.
So
Alright,
when you
Amanda,
get
go
married, you get extra blood.
Yes, you get extra blood.
You didn't get a transfusion when you got married?
I
I
mean,
must have missed the memo.
it's so gross, but I'm going to say it anyway. I mean, the happiness points are black, so basically you're getting scabs, right?
Okay.
I told you it was gross. I don't know. You married me, man.
Yeah.
Didn't you get any scabs? Is it my turn?
It is your turn. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was too
Sorry.
busy being disgusting. So I'm going to make Thumbelisa unhappy here. Thumbelisa was chased by children. Sticks and stones can break your bones.
As it turns out.
Yeah, as it turns out. There is a fantastic article out there. It's a humor magazine thing called How to Fight 50 Children. And
I
it's
remember reading that.
fantastic, and I highly recommend you. I think it's How to Fight 50 Children. I'll find out when it's not my turn, and I will let people know.
Tricky?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna send Darius Dark to prison.
Okay.
Kids are vicious. I love kids. I work with kids. I enjoy working with kids. Kids can be mean, man.
We can? Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Thank you for picking up what I was putting down. Yeah, Darius Dark was put into prison, which makes him negative 20 happy. I can't play any events while this text shows,
Okay.
but I didn't have any events, so.
All right.
And now I can draw up to my limit.
Okay.
Excellent.
Travis.
Actually, my turn is being skipped.
Oh?
Per hunted by horrors.
Oh, man.
I forgot
It
to
was
read
so
you the
bad
effect text.
that he actually.
It's so terrible that I
that
actually
you
missed
lost
this
a turn.
Yeah, it was put into prison, by the way. The
It's
text
actually-
on
it's
that
a
is
very
there's a
well-balanced
place
game
for
in that
everyone.
regard.
This is yours.
All right, I think I'm going
So
to
Retro Jim, I'm going to find that article because
give
it is
up my
very
draw
funny.
limit. I like having a draw limit of 6, but oh no, I'll just make somebody else miserable. Melissa Slogar, the cadaverous child, was crippled by creditors, which is awful at that age.
It's How to Win a Fight Against 20 Children. It's a cracked article. And
so
it's fantastic.
You'll notice that some of these excuse me, some of these cards have symbols on them. That becomes relevant later. We'll get to that. But in the meantime, she's crippled by creditors, which is a money card. So it's in flavor. And the player to your right randomly selects 2 cards from your hand and keeps them. So you get 2 cards from my hand. And the flavor text is delaying debts can be deadly.
So by creditors, do you mean loan sharks?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
They came after her with a mallet for her kneecaps.
Man.
We'll go with that one and that one.
Okay, those are yours.
Great,
And
these are exactly what I wanted.
that was my
That tone
first
totally
move.
sold that.
I am going to... Can I read this card?
Of course.
Ooh, I really like this card. This has got to be one of the promo cards. Were the promo cards all in red?
Oh, maybe. Did I accidentally shuffle one? Oh, no.
Or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, well then this is just a thing. Are event cards
Event cards
red?
have red text.
Well, I guess I need to
I
put
am
that
actually
in the back
going
of my
to
hand.
do an event. So, a tragic misunderstanding happens. Choose 2 living characters and swap their top thing. I am going to swap the professor's wounded by wasps with this -20, -20, hunted by horrors.
Wow.
So now the professor is hunted by horrors, and he was wounded by wasps. And now I draw back up to 6 again. All right.
All
Amanda.
right. So I found that cracked article. And there is something relevant to being in a game store at the beginning of it. So I'm
Okay.
just going to read the very beginning. I'm not going to ask why you're fighting 20 children. That's your own business. Although most reasons are as old as time itself. 1, they started it. 2, you flipped over the table when losing a Magic the Gathering game and damaged several rare cards. 3, they stole your woman. 4, you stole their woman. And 5, you've had enough of their bullshit. So, yeah, table flipping doesn't get you anywhere except for in a fight with 20 children.
You're
All
done.
right, my move.
DG Dell says that the horror that she's hunted by
horrors are the memories of the
wasps. I mean, wasps are pretty terrifying. We had somebody who got stung at a wedding, not our wedding, but there was somebody who was stung by a wasp at the wedding we were at last weekend.
Really?
Yeah, there were wasps all over the place at that wedding.
I knew there were wasps because there was that one that flew into Jam's drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unpleasant. I mean, you're right, DG Dell. You could flip that table strategically.
So there were wedding wasps, welting wedding goers.
Yes.
Yes.
It just seems as though the theme of this game is alliteration.
Yeah, it is. So let's see.
While waiting for the welterweight wrestling.
I'm going
I got nothing.
going to make Thumbelisa
Whatever.
distressed by dysentery.
That is distressing.
Yeah, it is. And that's more information than we really needed, says the card. Unfortunately for me, it also means that, oh, I shouldn't have done that first. Oh well, never mind. The player to my left may randomly select and discard 2 cards from your hand immediately when played. Excellent.
You didn't even want those.
No, I didn't at all. My second place is why I should have done it second, because I now don't have a card I can play.
Oh, well, you
So,
can discard a card.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And then draw 4 more.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I don't know, like, you guys can see what positions I could potentially cover.
Yeah, but
That's not hidden information.
no.
Travis, I believe it is your turn.
Yes.
You actually get a turn now.
I do. And, you know, after everything that, between the wasp and the horrors,
Yeah.
ultimately, they just died without a care.
Oh,
no.
so painful. So, okay, he's killed her
no.
off, but this death wipes out all of her unhappiness. So,
She was just, she died and she was
Womp womp.
perfectly happy.
yeah, she,
Oh, Retro Jim, that sounds horrible. My friends and I walked
Oh,
over
man.
a yellow jacket nest as a kid.
yeah.
Ah.
I don't want to think about that.
Not okay.
And because that was an untimely death, that is my only turn for the.
Is it?
It's my only play for the turn because that
It was the
was an untimely death.
What's it say about, because I thought you still got a second, you just couldn't do
you
do
couldn't
anything
use
but,
it.
Oh, have I always? It cannot be played on your second play, but I can still do a second play.
Yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
played that wrong then.
Oh,
I've
okay.
always played that wrong. My God. Well then,
Yeah, you can't kill somebody as your second play. But
right.
I don't believe there's anything that says you don't get your second play.
Okay then,
I could be wrong.
I never knew that.
One of us has been playing it wrong.
I think it's probably me.
If there's anything that people who have watched our stream know, it's that we don't always get the rules
We get things
100%
wrong
right.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So that being said, then we'll go with your rule because that
Okay.
flows better anyway. The twins over here, they were menaced by mice.
Menace by mice. Okay.
Perhaps the elephants were onto something.
Well, that it is pretty miserable that she died so happy.
Oh.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Died feeling nothing. It was a
Yeah,
strong
it's just
feeling
the
of,
rules don't
Eh.
say that.
Yeah.
Tell my wife I said
Hello. We're the
I'm-
MTV generation. We feel neither high nor low. Really? What's it like? Meh.
All right, so I am going to get rid of my extra draw because I'm worried now that I have somebody with plus 15 happiness.
Yeah, it doesn't really
So,
say.
Lord Slogar, starved in a storm. Unfortunately, you didn't leave the cake out in the rain. Gives him -10, -10. That's my first move. And my second move, I need to make Elias unhappy.
Yeah, I don't see anything in the untimely death section that says that you then end your turn. It's just that you can't play more stuff on a dead character because they're
Right.
dead.
Yeah, unless you have a way to resurrect them.
Yes, well, that.
Melissa, who you'll recall was crippled by creditors, was also
Very sad. Very
mauled
sad.
by a manatee. They're fierce if you rile them.
They're
I
certainly
didn't know
big.
that about manatee. My hand limit is now
5.
5,
five,
so I
yeah.
only draw 1. And it is your turn, Amanda.
Okay. Excellent. So I'm going to say Darius Dark was disgraced at a dance. It's a disgrace. Glass shoes, good thinking. So he has been put into prison, and then I guess there was a dance at the prison, and he was then
prison dance.
The
disgraced
big prison ball.
Yeah.
at the dance. Yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. And because that covered up the I can't play events card, that allows me to play an event card. So I can replace, I'm going to play Twist of Fate. Replace the top modifier on a character with one from your hand. Keep the modifier you replace. Doesn't have to be my character.
Yeah. Now, you can't take anything off her because she's dead.
Yeah, I realize that. take this one.
You don't want that.
Yeah, I do.
No.
He's wounded by wasps.
These wasps are really getting around.
Yeah.
And slightly less unhappy.
Okay.
Just a little.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Interesting. Okay.
What was that? Which one did I give you? Was swindled by salesman.
Man, salesman. Gotta watch out
Skip your
for
next
him.
draw phase after this card is played.
So do I skip my draw phase then?
not
Is
sure.
Is that how we're...
I think,
it's in
yeah.
front
Played
of
on my
you.
It's on
character?
him,
Yeah, I
so-
played it on you, so.
Okay. All right then.
That's harsh.
Yeah,
That's harsh.
It's mean.
it's a little mean.
Just a bit.
Slightly mean.
So, yeah.
So in a turn of events that really confuses and confounds everyone, the twins, the youngest of the bunch,
Actually, wait, I want to go back a moment. Amanda, the card you used to put that on there,
Was an event.
yes, it did not play this card.
No, it says replace it. Replace the top modifier on the character. Keep the modifier you replace. So technically it wasn't played.
it wasn't
so-
played, it was
Right.
replaced.
Yeah, it just appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like
so
the wasps.
wasps
Yeah.
disappeared and immediately, what was it?
Instead, you were
Yeah,
sold
good,
a shoddy
good,
set of
good
Kinsey knives.
times.
Yeah. All right, so
Couldn't
go
cut
ahead
that
with your turn,
aluminum
but you
soda
do
can
get
at
a draw.
all.
You do get a draw.
All right. So yes, in a weird twist of events, the youngest group, the twins, somehow both died old and alone,
Wow, you got
Despite-
some good deaths.
despite having each other at
Yeah.
all times and being younger than anybody else here, old and alone. And they're
But they're not broken-hearted, so you don't get the bonus from the death.
it's that it can't be played on a
Oh,
character
it can't be played on somebody
that
who's
is
broken-hearted.
in love.
That has love.
Yep. So
Because then
are-
they wouldn't be brokenhearted.
Right. And
would be
so
in love.
I am just going to discard one of my other untimely deaths because my hand is inundated with them right now. I'll draw back up, and there.
It's my turn?
I drew too many, and there we go.
Okay, that fixed the problem.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah, they were old souls, says DG Dell.
I'm going to make. Oh, I think I need to start killing some people. The Melissa Slogar, who has been the cadaverous child, was crippled by creditors, was mauled by a manatee, and then was pushed down the stairs. It's a stairway to heaven or hell. This pushed down the stairs death does give me a bonus if she has either broken-hearted or moneyed, but she is neither. So she is just dead with negative 40 happiness.
She's just regular dead.
Yeah, not
Just
special
plain
dead,
old dead.
just dead. So I've got 2 dead family members now. And for my second trick, sure. Elias Gore, the itinerant gravedigger, was scared by scandals, or scarred by scandals? Scarred. 2
Scarred
R's
by
is scarred. And I, excuse me,
Bless you.
Bless you.
I immediately discard my entire hand when this card is played. So good riddance to you, hand, and I'll draw 5 more. You may go ahead, Amanda.
All right. Well, I think yeah, I think let's see. Mr. Giggles is going to be wounded by wasps. And I'm pretty pleased about that, even if he isn't. And I think Alessandra there is going to be pierced by porcupines. Sometimes having too many points can be a dangerous thing.
And so I believe we have
Darius
Dark,
Yeah.
the prison mate who was shamed at the
Shamed at
dance.
a dance. Yeah, it was a real shame.
It's a story of redemption, though. Like all good politicians, it's emerged and has become popular in Parliament. Yes. Yep.
Teflon.
They really tried to spin that whole. It was a former felon. Dance is not that great. Nope, doesn't matter. Just
Do I get to immediately draw or discard 2 cards when this card is played?
immediately draw? Yeah, I would imagine that because it's played in front of you. That's how we've been playing these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm up to 5 cards. If I draw 2 cards, do I have to discard down to my hand limit or
Nope.
not until the end of my turn?
Not
You
until
don't
the
have
end
to
of your
discard ever.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have 12 cards in your hand and your draw limit is 5, you just have 12 cards in your hand.
turn. Just
Well, then
doesn't
I'm
get
going to
to
draw
anything.
2 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think the idea is if you play it on yourself, you could discard 2 useless garbage
Yeah,
cards
flush
from your
it out,
hand,
but-
and you're going to be drawing at the end of your turn anyways.
Gotcha.
And the other thing, I guess I'm just going to discard one of my other cards here, another untimely death. So I will draw back up to 5
really
and
unhappy
pass
about
it
that.
along to you.
Okay. Boodly boo. What have I got in my hand? I think I'm going to kill another of my people. I'm going to kill the bear here. So, Grogar, who previously was sickened by salmon
I was going to kill him.
and terrified by
I was gonna kill him.
topiary,
I figured.
fell from on high. So, at -30, the bear is dead. And then for my second, I feel like this has to go on one of Amanda's cards.
Mine.
Well, I mean, it's in flavor for your family. The center person there
Thumbelisa?
is charmed by the circus. Who doesn't enjoy watching a motley assortment of freakish folk cavort and caper about?
But they're in the circus, not charmed
so
by the circus.
She's charmed by the circus and gets +10 happiness.
Man.
And that's my turn. I'll draw 2.
All right. So, Thumbelisa, yeah, she may be charmed by the circus, but she was also driven to drink.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, don't drive and drink.
No.
No. And I have to discard a card after playing
When
that.
you play it,
Yeah.
that's how miserable it makes her.
That is how miserable it makes
discard a
her.
card?
Yeah. Discard this. And let's see.
I see Travis
Yeah,
peering
eyeing
at
my-
everybody's families to try and figure out what the game state is.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Everything's cool.
Such a bright future, just squandered.
Not the bear. Thanks, DG Dell. DG Dell says, not the bear, he had his whole life in front of him.
No, his whole unlife ahead
His
of
whole
him.
unlife. So who do I still have alive? Elias Gore, the gravedigger, is still alive, and Lord
so-
Slogar. The
Yeah,
brain
he
in
may
the
have been
jar.
popular in Parliament, but he was also written out of the will.
Oh no.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah, yeah.
None of that carny money.
They really didn't appreciate him going into politics.
Right.
They just wasn't carny, Andy. He
Right.
just wasn't carny. And I skip my next draw phase after that card is played, so I'm not going to
Was that
draw.
your second one? Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So you do not draw, but you
Nope.
still have 4 cards in your hand.
Yeah, I do.
Because you drew from being so happy last time.
Yeah, that's why I didn't mind playing
Yeah.
that.
Travis.
All right, so Goody Czar here was jinxed by gypsies. It's just that's pretty straightforward. Yep. And
Okay.
and
Jinxed by gypsies.
yeah,
Does it do something special when you play it?
it does reduce my draw limit while the text is showing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you immediately want to cover that text up.
Yes, but that won't be this turn, so so be it. And who do we have over here?
Mr. Giggles.
Yes, Mr. Giggles.
Mr. Giggles.
I really feel like your family has a need for redemption stories, and this
No,
one.
it doesn't. No, the creepy clown does not need to be redeemed.
The creepy clown does need to be redeemed.
No,
There's a
redeem like
chance
Alessandra.
to begin again.
No.
Discard all modifiers on one living creature.
God dang it.
Character, not creature. We're not playing Magic.
So he is redeemed. He
No,
is back
he's
to
not.
his starting state.
And
That doesn't make him any less
creepy.
creepy. He's
Drop
still
the
a
4.
creepy
Okay.
clown. It says so on his
My
card.
turn. Useless garbage in my hand. I'm going to... I think when you went to redeem Mr. Giggles, it made her particularly happy. She found fame at the feast. It's easy to be the life of the party when other guests keep dying. So,
Wow.
yeah.
What a turn of events for her.
Yes, she found fame at the feast.
Yeah.
She's
very
that's
nice.
a net
Yeah,
plus
this clown
40
has got to
happiness.
die.
And
Plus 40 happiness. You know,
He's
that's,
gotta
that's no
go.
good.
I think your lord is also going to be happy.
Yeah.
He was
He's already
delighted
fairly happy.
by ducklings. They say the devil adores a duck.
Wow, he's really happy.
Super happy.
And now I draw 2. Go ahead, man.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is kill Thumbelisa. She's got to go. You know, she's had ups and downs and ups and downs. She was driven to drink. She was charmed by the circus. I think she just needs to
Put
be
an end to
out
the
of
roller
misery.
coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she choked on a bone.
Just
It's a sad way
straightforward.
to go,
Okay,
but yeah. At least you had a Last Supper. So I flip the card beneath it, and it is worth an additional -10 if I have the goblet up. And I do indeed have the goblet up. So,
Okay.
I think it's worth an additional -10.
yes.
Yeah. Well done. So she is deceased.
She is. So my next play is going to be a Stole from a Stiff. Yeah. Darius Dark.
Darius Dark stole from a stiff.
He's popular in Parliament, but he was written out of the will, and he stole from a stiff because he was written out of the will.
Obviously, that's what was going on.
Yeah.
He went to the reading
Yeah.
of the will and was so upset
That he had
just,
to pick the pockets of
of the corpse.
the corpse, which is just amazing.
If anybody out there has not seen the original Death at a Funeral,
Oh my God, so good.
so good.
The American version is okay.
It's pretty much the same movie,
It's
and
the
in
same
fact,
movie.
it's very interesting because Peter Dinklage plays the same character in both versions with the same dialogue, but it comes off completely
It's
different.
totally different. Yeah. I think, and this is what I said when we reviewed that the British sensibility of it is that everyone is so buttoned up about everything that you can't talk about all of the horrible
Whereas
things that are
in the
going
Chris
on.
Rock version, it doesn't,
it
doesn't play the same way.
Chris Rock isn't buttoned up.
Yeah.
So yeah, very different sort of humor. So yeah, it's really fascinating to see the two kind of side by side. But yeah, very funny movie.
This is reminding me of Death at a Funeral. pickpocketing the corpse.
Yeah, he stole from a stiff, you know?
I think it
know,
is
man.
Travis's turn now.
It is Travis's turn.
Did you draw?
Did you
Oh,
already
no,
draw?
I did, because I'm up to 4, because I had...
You still have the text showing?
It's
Okay.
not that I had a limit. Oh, I draw up to my hand.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was that I had missed a draw,
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
I was low on cards.
So, the bearded man, Samson
Yeah.
O'Toole. Not a
He's just
lot.
been hanging out. Not much has happened to him.
Well, I have a story for you.
Damn it.
I have a story for everybody, really.
I mean, we like to share our stories here.
He went on a pilgrimage.
Did he really?
He did.
Was it to like find a razor?
No. It was a spiritual.
Spiritual
inner
journey?
soul searching.
Okay.
He found God, some God, somebody,
A god.
a
dark
god of sorts, and ultimately he was blessed by a bishop. And that does allow you to discard however many cards you want and redraw up to your limit.
Reach your limit.
So any trash you want to dump.
Yeah, you know.
I like the balancing on this game in that when something good happens to one of your characters, usually something good happens to you as well. All right, so that's one.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Why me?
Play an untimely death on any character with a heart icon.
Oh, is he dying while he's happy now?
Yeah, he is.
Travis, you're good
He
at
never
this.
came back. He never came back from his spiritual journey.
Did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unlearned. He may ride forever.
Neath the streets of Boston.
He's the man who never returned.
All right, Charlie on the
That's
MTA.
so.
That's
Just
a Boston
FYI
area
for
thing.
DG Dell, who is not from Boston.
Yeah.
There's the subway system here in Boston, the public transit system, the T. They're
All right, my turn.
way back when fares were 5 cents. They upped the fare
I'm gonna do a
to
couple of
10
things
cents.
here.
But there were stations where you could get on for 5 cents, and then you had to pay 5 cents to get off. And there was a protest song written about it, about a man who gets on the train and doesn't have a nickel with him to get off the train afterwards.
He's just fated to ride.
So he's just fated to ride the train forever, and his wife meets him at a station and hands him a sandwich.
But never a nickel.
Never
Why
a
doesn't
nickel!
she give him a nickel and she doesn't want him to come back?
She does not want
Obviously.
him back. She's just like, here's a sandwich, buddy.
Stay
Have
on
fun
that
on the
train."
train.
All right, so Elias Gore, the itinerant gravedigger, not only was he scarred by scandals, but then he fell down the well.
Thank
he
you,
must have
Drew.
been
Yeah,
out
that's the song.
trying to. He must have been trying to dig a grave, and it was dark, and he just fell down a well. Gives him -10 happiness. The other thing that happens with this card is if this character has a negative self-worth, I may immediately play an untimely death on it as a free play. Sadly, I can't. So that's what happens to him. And then I'm going to, on my other remaining living, quote-unquote living person.
Patrick, apparently Samson, the bearded man, had a very pleasant death, and I'm really unhappy about it right now. He got blessed by a bishop, and then he never returned. So I've decided his name is Charlie, and he is riding the T. He's Charlie on the MTA. So.
Lord Slogar. I can't read the cards now. They've got so much stuff on them.
Yeah.
It's so thickly layered.
Who most recently starved in a storm because he didn't leave his cake out in the rain, was then shunned by society. -15, -15, -15, but I skipped my next turn. So I'll draw 2, and it is your turn, Amanda.
I don't like that.
I'm not a fan.
So what's his story right now? Can you tell us his... No, the middle guy.
Slogar?
Your brain.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up with Slogar?
So this
What's his
brain
story?
in a jar here
We're going to talk about Slogar for a
He
while.
done got
He was the
himself
toast
raptured.
of the town. Remember? He was the toast of the town and got plus 15 happiness.
That's right. Yeah.
But then he starved in a storm and got negative
Very
20
sad.
happiness.
Very sad.
And now he was shunned by society. Society has shunned the toast of the town.
Or clearly
Except-
for becoming
except-
stars.
Yes.
Unacceptable.
Except he was married magnificently.
What great fortune.
Yeah, it's the happiest day of your life and
I
possibly
mean,
the
his
last.
wife is dead, so I guess
Well,
somebody
he
else
needs to
married
get
the brain in
remarried.
a jar. Yep.
Someone was willing to overlook, the fact that he's a
He
brain.
now has a net unhappiness of 0.
Yep.
Okay, and I skipped my next turn to do that.
Yep. Yeah.
You-
But your draw limit is increased by 1 while that text is showing.
Yeah.
Huzzah. Let's see. So Darius Dark is going to suffer from sores.
Ooh, that sounds unpleasant.
Yeah, it is. Apparently, you are a sore loser.
I'm going to replace the cards on stream with the ones that are still alive
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
family. Just because it's
Yeah, Darius Dark.
boring
Darius Dark
for
not
the
happy.
stream not to see what's going on here.
Yep, these people have still been dead for the last 3
Yep,
turns.
this book's still dead.
And will continue to be dead.
This
Right.
news just in.
They're still dead.
Yep.
All right.
Those are my
Alright.
2 remaining alive family members.
So, the Gravedigger.
Yes,
Igor,
Elias.
Elias,
Elias Igor.
Igor. There was an Igor in there somewhere.
There is, yeah.
Elias
Or Elias
Igor.
Igor. Yeah. It's not
Well-
Igor, it's Igor.
Igor. Well, speaking of eyes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
The eyes have it?
No, his eyes are very restful. He slept without sorrows. Relax. Let your worries slip away. And try not to think about Mr. Eyeball Plucker in the closet.
I'll try not to
Oh,
think about
Sagrada
that.
was good. Awesome.
Did you have any trouble with it? I know that you were concerned
We actually do
about
have
it.
the
Yeah.
chat up on display above our camera, which is awesome. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it is there today, Patrick. So Andy can actually see our chat, which is awesome.
Yeah. I'm glad that Sagrada was fun. And colorblind gameplay didn't hurt you. That's good.
Just a little bit.
It definitely.
It looks really cool.
What was the one in the Discord? The Golem Century.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a pretty game.
Yeah, there's some good games out there.
Only available through Canada.
So that was your
right now.
first move.
That was my first move.
Yeah, it was.
My second.
I'm worried about Darius Dark over here.
What? No, don't worry about Darius.
Should I worry about Giggles?
No.
Mr. Giggles?
Giggles is also fine. It's
I
fine.
don't want him to be fine though. I want him to be very
nothing's-
unhappy.
Nothing's happened to Lola Wellington Smythe in some time, and the boredom's getting to her. She went mildly mad.
Just a
Mildly.
little.
Okay.
It's just a little. While this card shows, discard 1 card every time you play a modifier, including this
Including
one.
this one. Right, so you have to discard a card.
Yes, and I will.
That actually is not a bad thing, thinking about it. You can discard something you don't need.
Yeah.
And there we go.
All right, I skip my turn. It goes straight to Amanda.
Radio. So I am going to finally.
DG Dell says mildly mad. She must have gotten a job in retail. Now, I feel like retail, you have to be.
More than mildly.
I don't know. Fairly furious. All
That's
the time.
a good one, yeah. Fairly Furious is definitely it. All
I
right.
have worked retail.
So
pretty
Darius
much my
Dark.
entire life.
Let's talk about Darius Dark here for just a moment. He was put into prison.
Yep.
He's been to prison. It's very sad.
But then danced.
And then he was disgraced at a dance. You know,
But then he was in Parliament.
then he was popular in Parliament, which, I mean, knowing what I know about Parliament, that does seem to follow suit. But then he got written out of the will. People weren't very happy with that. So he stole from a stiff. But we don't know what that stiff died from because then he suffered from sores, which, yeah.
Good gracious.
Yeah,
This guy's been through a lot.
He's had a rough life, which is why he's now going to die of despair.
Wait, you can't play a death as your second move?
That's my first move.
Oh, I'm sorry. He had
I'm
the
going
sores already.
through all these horrible things
And
that have
now
happened.
he dies of despair.
And now he's going to die of despair. And I discard my entire hand when that is played.
Okay.
I just had to kill him off.
Yeah, he's dead now. Wait, that you don't discard that. That goes on him.
Yeah, that goes on him. That's his death. And I discard all of these. That's fine.
Draw 5 more. You'll be shuffling the deck soon. Travis.
What a life, right?
Yeah.
What a death.
It was rough. Are you
It's
going to
not
resurrect
over.
him?
It's not over for him.
This
His
pile
legend.
of cards is like half an inch thick already.
His legend will continue.
I don't want his legend to continue. I want him dead.
It's...
Why don't you bring back
Not
one of
over
Andy's
yet.
characters?
I mean...
Yeah, you should totally bring this one who's happy to life.
Yeah, the thing being that there's so much unhappiness here. He died
Really hoping you wouldn't
too-
notice that.
Too unhappy.
Dang it!
It just... So...
You're so convinced to make Darius Dark happy.
Look, all I'm saying is, and let me do one thing first. Lord Wellington over here was burdened by boils.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes him a little unhappy.
Yeah, I mean, not terribly unhappy. He's net. He doesn't feel anything right now.
Yes.
He's just,
Yeah. It's just a void.
Yeah.
But now, to be or not to be moved, one untimely
rough.
death from a dead character to a living character with a negative self-worth score.
Uh-oh.
So,
Who's negative? She's negative.
she went mildly mad, and then she died of despair. Again, just not enough happening in her life.
Wow.
And so,
Wow.
Fortunately, you didn't take anything away from him aside from being dead,
Yeah.
because he already had a 15 down there.
Yeah.
right.
Now I have to kill him again.
It's so difficult.
You do need to kill him again.
that was your whole turn,
That was
right?
more of a mild inconvenience.
Draw back
That
up.
was a lot of build-up
Yeah.
for a mild inconvenience.
So yeah, that was 2 cards though. So yeah, I'm just gonna draw back up to 5, and
I will be honest with you guys, I have not been drawing a whole lot of death cards, which is why most
Neither
of mine
have
are
I.
not dead.
I'm having that same issue.
I just
All right.
haven't been able to kill my guys.
So I think some unhappiness needs to happen now.
Yeah, I think the solution there, Patrick, I know it's supposed to be like a stained glass game, and therefore the dice are all like the clear colored dice to be the stained glass. The only thing I can think of is to like find ones that have like a little bit of glitter or something in them, but are mostly clear, to differentiate, like keep them the same color, but have something in them that like visually catches your eye to differentiate between the 2 colors that you had trouble with.
I mean, Drew says grab a cube of Chessex, and he's absolutely right.
I'm just saying that
Chessex is
since-
just like all dice. So
Yeah, but my point being,
to differentiate.
to differentiate, you want it to be that color because the whole point of it is that it's the stained glass game and you want it to match the pieces that you're putting down.
Yeah.
Which is why I was thinking like a set of dice that have some like shimmer or something into them, just so that they look different.
I have to figure out the order in which I'm doing things
There
here.
are pretty Chessex, but I'm just saying like not just like any Chessex.
Igor.
You'd want to like, if you're changing out the purple, you'd want purple that actually have like something to them. But you'd want to maybe keep the color.
who was made happy by sleeping without sorrows at the bottom of the well that he fell down. He fell down a well, slept without sorrows, but then was startled by snakes.
No,
There were snakes in that well.
Ah!
snakes. Why'd it have
then,
to be snakes?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
then
he's
I'm
not
going
dead
to use
anymore.
an action. Misfortune favors the old. You may play up to 2 additional cards this round
Yeah.
They must be untimely deaths or modifiers with negative pathos.
They must
So I
be.
can't make
It's
anybody
a
else
really
happy.
cool looking game.
I could kill somebody, but I don't have any way to kill anybody. So instead, I'm gonna make the brain in a box here. Break many bones. I don't know what bones he's got, but whatever bones he has in his brain
They're
are
broken. Maybe it's the box. Maybe the box got broken.
Well, I mean, he might have like his ear bones or something.
Oh.
It doesn't look like it from the illustration, but whatever. And then Igor, who is startled by snakes, was also ruined by rum, the bane of pirates and socialites alike. So, and that is all of my turn. I draw 4 cards. And we're going to have to shuffle very soon. Amanda.
Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Giggles was pursued by poodles. Poodles don't like creepy clowns
No, I guess
because
not.
poodles are smart like that.
He gets a new start, and that's how he starts it off.
Being pursued by poodles, yes.
That's a terrible way to restart his new lease
Yes,
on life.
it is.
Awful.
As it should be. You know, Alessandra here, she was last pierced by porcupines, but now she's being galled by gangrene. Who likes to lose a limb? No one, that's who.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
Okay. Goody Zara, an unpleasant surprise has befell her. Remove the top modifier from a living character and discard it. That's not really an unpleasant surprise.
Well, it is for her.
It is
She's
unpleasant
suddenly-
because she was actually pretty happy with the ale she had drinking.
Yeah.
But no, she's back to being jinxed by gypsies.
Okay.
So
The gypsy curse caused her to throw up the drink.
yep, it was all fun and games for a little while
Yeah.
there, but all good things need to come to an end. And the only other thing I guess I can play right now is another event card, a Stormy Night. Draw 4 cards, play 1, then discard down to your draw limit.
Yeah. Wow.
So-
Okay.
Draw 4.
That's the whole deck. There's one
One
card
left.
left.
Yeah, they did need poodles. I haven't seen the remake. I'm probably not going to see the remake of
what?
It.
Oh, It?
Yeah, I saw it. So we're coming up on when I first saw It, which was my freshman year. I saw it at a Halloween sleepover with some friends and promptly had nightmares and ended up waking up in the middle of the night along with one of the other girls at the sleepover, and we stayed up most of the night
I mean,
talking.
this was as a
because
high
we were-
school freshman.
Yeah, high school freshman. So, like 13, 14 years old. Yeah,
And I do believe
we spent the rest of the
Uh-oh.
night analyzing the
Lord,
movie.
Lord Slogar here is pretty clever cards.
Yeah, not
Big
my
brain.
thing. Not my thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So
So he had some broken bones, but he was clever at cards.
yes.
Okay, I got you.
And I need to
Discard down.
discard
to
down.
5.
Yes. So I will
They're super
do
creepy.
exactly that.
Not big on clowns.
Do that one.
It's not
There
my
we
thing.
go.
Okay. So I think that it is time for another untimely death. This poor gravedigger, after being ruined by rum and startled by snakes, was badly burned, which killed him. Obviously, the rum was very high proof rum. It caught a flame, and he deceased.
He was immolated.
Exactly.
That is unfortunate.
And then, as an action, a second chance. So, our dearly departed professor here, Professor Helena Slogar, suddenly comes back to life, and I discard her death without cares. A second chance, remove and discard an untimely death from a dead character. So that is my 2 cards. Now I draw 2, but there's only 1 left in the deck, so I draw 1, shuffle, and draw another. While I shuffle and draw a card, you can go ahead, Amanda.
Okay. So I'm going to say Mr. Giggles is now being plagued by the pox.
It's awful.
Yeah, well, he can put plenty of clown white on it.
I think it's the pox that gave boils to that other guy.
Probably.
After he stole from a corpse.
Yeah. My draw limit is reduced by 1 card while that text shows, which is fine. I'm going to discard that. And
draw 1.
Draw 1.
Okay. Travis.
All right. So, Lord's been kind of going through a lot lately. It's going to continue for him. He was marooned on the moors. And if this character has a negative self-worth when this is played, you may play an untimely death as a free play on them.
Whoa!
Oh, free play. And yes,
Yeah.
he has negative 20.
Yep, and so, ultimately, the Lord was slain by an heir.
You know, as all lords are.
It might have been his will.
It was
that he
actually
wrote the other guy
specified,
out of.
please murder me. I do not want to die of old age.
So that was 1 move.
That was one
Yeah.
move.
Okay.
And then the butler, nothing's happened to him. Mildly unpleasant. He found maggots in the meat. He's preparing dinner, and he's just oh, well, this is no good. I need to throw it away. It's not that he actually ate it. It's just he was
found the
preparing.
maggots.
He's
Mildly
like,
distressed by finding them,
He's like, "Oh."
as one would be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
that happened
shopping
to me
again.
in Final Fantasy VII. Ugh, ugh. I was playing Resident Evil 7. I was playing it in VR, and man, that game is intense in VR.
That'll teach you to gain assets.
Yeah.
All right, so my turn.
The clown's still alive, sadly.
The revivified professor is immediately baked into a pie. So she's
I guess
dead
he is.
again.
Oh no, that's not the brain. That was the professor.
No, she's been keeping her dead husband alive in a jar. But now she's dead and he's still alive in the jar.
But he can't eat her because he doesn't have a mouth.
Yep. I believe
I have no mouth, and I must.
he, in his jar, who is clever at cards, is growing old without grace. Death becomes you. Hurry it up. The player to your right may randomly select and discard 2 cards from your hand.
Hey Andy, we
Yes.
have bees.
Bees, how appropriate for this game. I'm being
Bees.
bothered by bees. 2 cards.
2 cards. Those 2.
Okay.
We'll take care of that in just a moment.
I will draw 4 cards, and then I will fix the bees. There's my 4 cards. Give me
my
a moment
turn?
here, guys. Yes.
Excellent. I got someone to kill.
Should correct the bee problem.
All right. So, Darius Dark, he's been dead.
Yes.
Is he
Dead
going to be
again.
dead
He has
again?
been consumed from within. And he has the skull token up, so it's worth an additional negative 10 points. Once again dead. Hopefully this time for good. And I'm going to discard this Perturbed by Pudding.
Pudding can
That's
be
a very
perturbed.
mild annoyance.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it
Perturbed
had
by
like a
pudding.
skin on it, and they didn't like that. I actually used to love the skin on pudding. That was my favorite part. I would
Yeah.
eat a whole pudding of skin. It's sort of like brownie edges. I like brownie edges.
Which is good because I don't. I like the middle part.
Thing is,
Whoa.
often there's more edge than there is middle. I guess we can cut things I can cut the edges off and eat them, and you can have everything else.
Yeah.
I have the feeling something awful is about to happen.
Yeah, I have that feeling too.
No. Absolutely not. So, Butterfield, right?
Huh?
Butterfield, my
your guy.
Your butler.
my guy.
Your butler.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was
bubbles,
he was
sir.
diverted by drink. When he came across the maggots,
Which makes him positive and happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Immediately discard one card when this card is played. So I will discard just one of my untimely deaths here, and as a second action, a tragic misunderstanding though. No, I didn't actually mean to have him be diverted by drink. Choose 2 living characters and swap.
Smoke and mirrors. As a response, cancel an action as it is played.
Oh no!
So he remains happy.
Well, that went terribly.
Sorry. And you draw back up to...
I draw back up to 5.
Yeah. Oops.
All right.
Bullet, meat, foot.
Hopefully nobody else has a smoke and mirrors, because I am going to play to be or not to be.
That
Move
is the
one
question.
untimely death from a dead character to a living character.
Please don't
Living
unkill Darius
character
Dark.
with a negative self-worth. I'll let Darius stay dead,
Thank you.
and I'm going to take this untimely
He's just had
death
such a hard time.
and apply it to my brain in a jar, which kills the last
kills
member
the
jar.
of my family.
Dang it. I had one more death to play.
So you had 2 people alive?
I have 2 people alive, yeah.
Try 3
I would have been
alive.
able to
People
kill one of
alive.
them off next turn, but
I think.
actually,
Yeah,
I would have had a card to play that, but you're not playing it, you're moving it.
Right, yeah, I'm not
Which,
causing an untimely
as a
death.
response, cancel one untimely death as it is played and remove and discard an untimely death from a dead character.
Yeah.
Which I can't play during that. Like, I can play that as a response, but
Just quick math here would suggest that maybe, by virtue of all 5
yeah,
characters...
he has all 5, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So that, folks,
I
is
really
Gloom.
had been hopeful that I was going to be able to kill off Mr. Giggles. I would have had him devoured by weasels next turn. I was really, really
devoured
hopeful
by weasels. That is no
that I would be able
alliteration
to.
there.
Yeah. Dinner is served.
I remember the first thing she said when she saw me. Said, "Hey, you got weasels on your face."
I do not know what that is a reference
Neither
to.
do I.
Oh, that is a Weird Al Albuquerque, the 11
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
the 11-minute saga.
I'm
thought I knew my
vaguely
Weird
familiar
Al.
with it, but not with that particular line.
Yep.
DG Dell, thank you for getting the reference.
I am trepidatiously looking forward to the new Weird Al concert.
Yes,
It sounds very interesting
Yeah.
and not
Was
at
it-
all what he has done in the past.
he has announced his latest tour, which he has called, was it the self-serving vanity tour?
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
Something to where he goes, no covers, all original music.
Yep.
So, Andy.
No costume changes. Yes, Amanda.
It is 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think Murder of Crows and Dark Stories might
too
take
much
a little
time?
too much.
Do you
So
want to
here's
just
my-
quickly write a Murder of Crows story?
Yeah, this
Okay.
is my thing. So Murder of Crows,
I'll show off the cards. if
yeah,
you
show
wanna.
off the cards. They are very cool. We actually really like Murder of Crows. It's one of those little games I picked up on a whim to put in Andy's Christmas stocking last year.
Yep.
So
These are what the cards look like. You have
yeah,
cards which have a letter, a number of crows on them, and a piece of a story,
Yeah.
and each letter has a different ability.
So when you do an M, when you play an M card, on your turn, you draw one card, play one card, or you pass and draw 2 cards. M is misplace. Take 1 card from any other murder, so what's out in front of someone else, and put it in your hand. U is uncover. Others reveal their hands, and you choose 1 card from any other player's hand. R is reap. Draw 1 card. D is drain. Choose 1 letter, and others discard 1 of it from their murders. And E is expel. Others discard their hands, then draw 3 cards. There's a wild crow with a wild card effect. Wild card is an effect or remove 1 stack, discard to prevent any effect. So yeah, it has wild card stuff. You can also counter a card by immediately showing a card with the same number of crows in the top left corner. So your goal is to play
somebody's
out.
Playing this U, trying to uncover, you could say, but I have a 1 crow card in my hand.
Right.
So that you can't play that.
Yeah. You are trying to play out M-U-D-E-R. M-U-R-D-E-R. And when you've played out all of those cards, you get a little story about a murder.
Shall I present you with the story and you'll read it?
Yeah, let's do a story.
I'm just going to randomly draw an M, a U, an R, D, E,
Wow, E's are buried.
R.
All right, well, let's lay out
There's
the
our
story
murder.
and see what we get.
So you can see they each have a little bit of text at the bottom of them. And Amanda will read us the story.
All right. A rotting stench filled the air. I'll put that in the camera. On Ravenwood Drive, when Joe Gooseberry,
Classic Joe.
over a bad real estate deal, used a pack of poodles to maul Diggory Diddle.
So the clown's name from last game was Diggory.
Must have been, yeah, with the poodles and all.
Yeah, was it Wiggles the clown?
Giggles.
Giggles.
So,
Mr. Giggles.
yeah, that is a really
Mr. Giggles, like Diddle, right? Like
well thought out and cute
Giggles.
game.
Diggory Giggles Diddle.
I'm sorry we don't
That's
have
the
time
worst
to play it
student
on
name
the
ever.
Play,
screen.
you know what? We can try and play a quick game next week, like
Yeah.
before everything else. It's a cute game. It's like cute in a morbid sort of way.
Yeah, perfect for Halloween.
But it is a lot of fun. But I do want to play Dark Stories with chat.
Yeah.
Because I've been looking forward to that. But we will find a time to play Murder of Crows. Like I said, I bought it on a whim. It's a fairly quick game, all things considered. But Dark Stories, depending on how well you guys guess things, can go for a little bit of time.
Yeah, it can. Or it could be really quick.
Yeah.
Once you figure out, so Dark Stories is a riddle game. I don't think we're going to need the camera or anything for this,
We can
unless
put it
we
on
want to
us.
put the story up on camera. We'll show one of the cards
We'll
just
show
so
one of the
people can
cards
see what
off.
it looks like. Let's do the story that we just, before we started today, we tried out a story just so that we could see how Dark Stories works. And this is how the game works. It's really simple. You have a card,
Yeah,
It has
quick,
a little
like
name.
Mysterium.
and at the bottom of the card you have a story. In this case it is, a woman walks into a bar and orders a glass of water. The man behind the counter grabs a gun and points it directly at her. The woman thanks him and leaves. So what's the rest of the story?
Yeah, why? What
Why
happened there?
did this woman want, or why did she thank him for pointing a gun at her?
What happened?
So the player who read the card can see the back, which has the full story. And everybody else has to ask yes or no questions
Yes.
to try and
Yeah,
find out
Merca.
what the answer is.
That's the answer.
What was that?
Guns.
Because America.
America, yeah.
Drew.
In this case, and it took me and Travis a
Quite
good
some time.
20 minutes to figure this out. Admittedly, I was like setting up the stream and stuff, but she had the hiccups. So
Yeah.
he pointed a gun at her to
He
scare
realized
her.
she had the hiccups.
Yep.
He pointed the gun, startled her. Andy, the key question there was, Andy said, was she startled by the gun? Which was a yes. And he was like, did she have the hiccups? Yes.
Yeah.
Answer is yes.
So once you figure out the riddle, it makes a lot of sense most of the time. Some of the cards we've encountered have had kind of
I feel like Dark
convoluted
Stories 2 has had the more convoluted stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to play out of Dark Stories 1 to start with, at least.
Okay.
I'm going to be the storyteller.
You
because I
can be the
enjoy being the
storyteller.
storyteller.
It just feels like a very
I'm going to switch views because I don't think that the chat needs to see a big empty space.
I'll just do this with my hands from this.
You can act out the card. Zoop.
It's not even thinking quickly so
There we go.
much.
It feels like a very extreme way to take care of the problem. I mean, he could have just poured the water.
Yeah, he could have given her a glass of water, but then
Yeah.
there wouldn't be a riddle.
Right.
All right.
right,
Like
so-
I'm looking for a good one.
Okay.
the scene from the Simpsons when Bart accidentally superglues all the props to his face. All
right, I'm gonna do this
you
one.
just need to sweat off the adhesive. Couldn't have you turned up the heat a little? No, it had to be terror sweat.
All right, this story is called The Package. Veronica lies dead in the middle of a rye field. Behind
Veronica?
her,
Okay.
Veronica, yes,
This is important information, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Behind her lies a package. No tracks are found anywhere near the body.
Okay. So Veronica
Veronica.
lies dead in a field.
Yes.
A package lies behind her.
Yes.
No tracks.
No tracks.
Okay, so the first question is, and we can only ask yes or no questions.
Yes or no
Feel free
questions.
to ask in chat. And,
Yeah,
and-
feel free to ask questions. I will answer
Yep.
yes or no. I can also tell you if a question needs to be rephrased because it cannot be answered with a yes or no question. And then it's up to me whether I tell you if your question is irrelevant or not. It's a rye field, R-Y-E.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay. Well, my
No, Drew,
Did the
Veronica
Drew,
is
package
not a
Drew
bird.
asks, is Veronica a bird?
no.
Answer being no.
did the package kill Veronica?
Ooh, she's having to think a lot about that.
Yes.
Via impact?
No.
Okay.
So it didn't like fall from a cargo plane or something.
Right, it wasn't fired from a t-shirt cannon. Was Veronica allergic to rye?
No. No tracks are found anywhere near the body. I will
Yes.
repeat that part.
Are tracks found near the package?
No.
Veronica's parachuting.
Yes.
Oh, that was quick. I think you got it.
I mean,
The
there's.
package is a parachute that did
Yes.
not
Yes. Yes.
deploy. Wow. Okay.
The
That was
rye.
quick.
I don't know why it
That was
specifies. A lot of these don't give a name.
It's like it's misdirection.
I don't know why Veronica. Yes, Veronica's chute failed to open, Drew.
Yeah. Probably
I
got
enjoy
that
being
about
the
the same
storyteller,
time.
so
maybe
yeah.
because of
That's
the
probably right. At the
delay.
same time, there's just a slight delay in our seeing the chat pop up for us.
All
We
right.
should give more time for the chat to answer.
Yeah.
Or to ask some questions.
All
No, I
right.
want all the glory.
We're gonna go
Okay,
for the radio.
Okay.
This is a slightly more complex story to it. A man was driving his car through the city. He turned on the radio and shot himself.
Wow. Dark. That is a dark story, sweetie. Dark
They are called
story.
dark stories
You want to
for
turn
a
the box?
reason.
It's bothering me that it's upside down.
How
that's-
it's
I
that's
see.
how it's open.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the problem. It opens.
There. Fix the problem. All right, so a man was
Did
driving.
he turn on the news?
I read the news today. Oh boy.
Million
Thousand
a
holes
thousand
in-
holes in
yeah.
Blackburn, Lancashire.
No, he did not.
He did not turn on the news.
Did he notice that the lights had changed?
No, he did not notice that the light had changed.
I like where this is going.
Just one extended Beatles reference.
I'm going to wait and see if the chat has any questions. He turned on the radio
Yes.
and shot himself?
Yes. You know, I'm gonna go back. DG Dell. I'm gonna say
Irrelevant?
irrelevant, sort of. Yeah.
Drew would like to hear
Read
the
it
riddle
again.
again.
A man was driving his car through the city. He turned on the radio and shot himself.
Okay. Was anybody else in the car with him?
No.
Okay.
This is I'm going to give a little bit of a hint.
Okay.
This is a slightly dated story. Like,
Interesting.
it's not present day. Go back about 10 years.
Okay.
Was there a trap? No.
Was the car moving when he shot himself?
Yes. Irrelevant, but sure.
Oh, okay. It sounds dangerous to me to be driving and shoot yourself.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Oh, I like that one. Was it
Was
the
it
airbag?
No, but
I
I like
like
that train of thought. Yeah, not necessarily as the storyteller, but just as
No, but I like
someone
that
who likes
train of
playing with
thought.
this
I like
game,
the way that he's thinking about it.
yeah. This does have a lot more detail
Did
than Veronica.
he voluntarily shoot himself?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I liked where Drew was going, where it was inadvertent as a result of a crash or something.
Yeah.
The radio said, Simon says, shoot yourself.
No,
Would
no
you
mind
kindly
control.
shoot
Would
yourself?
you kindly shoot yourself?
Had he intended to shoot himself before turning on the radio?
No.
I was thinking maybe he was trying to drown out the sound. We'd really have to blast the radio.
You would need a major subwoofer in order to make any sort of sound. Yeah, no. Was he brainwashed? No, he was not.
Ooh, I like that one too.
Good question, but no.
Yeah. Did he shoot himself in response to something he heard on the radio?
Yes.
Okay. Not the news. Was there a song that reminded him of something that depressed him?
No.
Okay.
I don't know, this is only emboldening my Simon Says theory.
I don't lie in this one. I do try to adhere. When I'm not sure about something, it's because the story on the back of the card doesn't make it clear enough to. Which sometimes you're like, I don't know. Was the man wearing a hat?
Did
Did
he die
he
from the
only
shot?
hear static on the radio?
No.
Maybe he thought that the world ended and he committed suicide.
Ooh, there is one like that in here somewhere.
Did he not hear anything?
No. No meaning yes. I mean he heard things.
Okay.
He did hear things.
Yeah, there was something he heard.
He
And
suddenly
something
realized
that
he
he
had gone
listened,
deaf.
that he heard,
Yeah.
made him decide to kill himself.
Did he die from the shot?
Ooh, good question. Thank you, Patrick. That's a good one. And she has to think about it.
I'm gonna say irrelevant,
Ah,
but sure.
okay. This is a tough one. This one is a challenge.
The mystery lies in why, not in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he heard something on the radio,
Yes.
and that led him to shoot himself.
Yes.
I know you can't answer this because it's yes or no questions, but why did he have a gun? Why do people have guns? Oh, whatever. So he's in the car.
Was it a selfie?
Show himself with the camera.
I mean, it was a selfie of sorts.
What?
Like a selfie in that he shot himself.
Okay, yeah.
But no, he was shooting a gun at himself.
With bullets.
With bullets. Yeah.
Did anybody else witness this?
Irrelevant.
Okay. Had he
Was he a
done-
cop? No, not that the card states.
Okay. Did he...
Oh, no, he definitely wasn't. No.
He definitely was not a cop.
Definitely was not a cop. No, I had forgotten a crucial point of the story.
Oh.
He was running from
Was
the
it-
cops?
No.
Was it a police band radio?
No.
Did he hear... He did not turn on the news.
No.
Was there a alert on the radio?
No.
Okay, so...
So he wasn't running from the cops.
No. Was the car moving?
We already
Sure.
asked, yeah.
I mean, it's not specified on the card. He could have been stopped at a light or something. It doesn't say, but that's kind of that ends up being irrelevant to the. Did he keep his gun in the waistband like a thug? No. No.
Okay.
He very particularly had the gun in hand.
Was he a private detective?
No.
I feel like we might be getting off track here.
Just a bit.
What did he hear on the radio that made him shoot himself? Did he hear somebody he used to know?
No. Somebody that I used to know. Did he electrocute himself? No.
Good question. I like that one. But he deliberately shot himself.
Yes.
Okay. He did not intend to kill himself before turning on the radio.
Correct.
I feel like we're coming in on the crux of the matter. It was something about what he heard. We know it wasn't a news story. It wasn't a song. What do you hear on the radio? Was it... Oh my God. Was it the Cars for Kids ad? Did that come on and he just shot himself?
Yeah, that's totally. No, it's not the answer, but.
I hear
could
this
be.
guitar
Yeah.
one more time.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry to put that in your
It's
head.
in my head now,
Oh,
Andy.
man. Okay.
Why would you do that to me? Now you know how far the delay is, Drew. Yeah.
Okay. What else do you hear on the radio,
Yeah.
Travis? Guys in chat, help us out here. What do you hear on the radio that could drive you to suicide?
Emergency alert system.
No.
That's a good one. The president.
No.
Okay.
I
You
mean,
said it's not present day, so...
no, it's not.
Okay.
It's not present day just by.
Oh, man.
Yankees win the pennant.
No, they did not.
Oh, but, no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Was it a sports program?
No.
Oh. No. Could have been.
That's severe fandom right there.
Well, I mean, he could have made a bet and heard...
Yeah.
Oh,
Been
the mob
deep
is
into
going to
the-
break my kneecaps.
Yeah.
And then murder me after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like my dog and yeah, like
I
But
may
that's
as
not
well.
it.
no, that's not
He
it.
had not placed a bet and heard that his team lost.
Was it weather related? No, it was not weather related.
I feel like that would have fallen under the category of news or alerts.
And yeah, everybody hates that Cars for Kids ad. I don't know a single person who likes it. And it's such an earworm.
Britney Spears?
No, it wasn't Britney. It wasn't Britney. I'll
Wait,
give you a
a
free one. It wasn't Taylor Swift either.
But
Or Justin
I
Bieber.
thought we established it was not a song. He did not
It's
hear
not
a
a song. Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
It's not a song that made. Well, you established it wasn't a song that made him remember someone.
Oh, okay.
You had a very specific
I
thing
did.
there, didn't
So,
you?
was it a song that he heard?
No.
Okay. he did not kill himself over
But
a
I
song.
didn't want you going
Yeah.
on under.
We did establish it was intentional.
It was intentional. Yep, definitely intentional.
This is a tricky one.
But we
We've also been
established
on
that
this
it's
one for like 10 minutes.
it's not. It was intentional, but it wasn't premeditated.
Right. Yeah, we established
Would
he
you
did
guys
not
like a clue?
I
Just a
think,
direction to move.
do you
He
feel
was
like-
off from the winning lottery
damn,
numbers by
DJ
one
Dell.
number.
That is
Man,
harsh.
no.
DG Dell says, was it rap music? Because that's not songs.
Clue? Okay.
Okay, let's have a clue.
You guys should be thinking about why he had the gun. Merca is not the answer here.
Merca. Had he intended to kill somebody?
Yes.
Ah. So he set out to kill somebody,
Yep.
heard something on the radio that caused him to kill himself instead.
Yes.
Was it a lover?
No. Well, the person that he was going to kill?
Yeah.
Um,
Not
yeah.
discernible.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was someone in a relationship.
Was he hired to kill somebody?
No.
Was the person they wanted to kill already dead?
No. No one else killed his target first, and the person he wanted to kill was not already dead. Still alive.
So. Set out to kill somebody.
Yep.
Heard something on the radio that made him decide to kill himself instead.
Yep. No, the person he wanted to kill did not get married. The person he wanted to kill was already married.
So is he the other man?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the delay is annoying, but we're they haven't solved it, so.
Yeah. Travis hasn't stolen the thunder this time.
No. No, I already said I'm willing to
was
tap out
it-
on this one.
Andy gets real dug in on
Yeah.
these. Yeah?
Was it his spouse that he intended to kill?
Yes.
Okay. And he heard. Did he hear his spouse on the radio?
No.
His spouse is still alive.
Yes. It is a tough one, yeah. Like I said, there's more detail. This isn't the hardest one we've had, though. We've had some real weird ones.
He turned on the radio and heard the end of Death of a Salesman and realized that the best thing to do for his relationship was to kill himself for the insurance money so that his wife could lead a better life.
No, but I really appreciate the storytelling there.
I would have been impressed if you just
Did his
nailed it.
spouse go to
Just
jail?
bam.
No.
I don't know what radio station you
He
turn on
wanted to
hear
kill this
Death of a
person.
Salesman.
He wanted to kill his spouse
Yep, wanted to kill his spouse.
and instead killed himself.
Yep. You're a guy who wants to kill your spouse. What do you need? You vote for death of his death. He did not kill anybody before himself, no.
Did he have an insurance policy on his spouse?
No. irrelevant.
Sorry,
Not
you
on the
got
card.
me on this track.
Death of a salesman. It's the
The
leading
death of a
theory now.
salesman theory is the leading theory at the moment. It is unfortunately not the right theory.
I feel like we might just have to give up on this one. I feel
wanna give
like
up
we're
on this
bogged
one?
down on it. Yeah.
All right. His alibi was ruined. The man was a host for a radio station. He had pre-recorded his entire show to a CD, including his own voice, so that he would have enough time to go home and kill his wife. On his way back to the station, he turned on the radio, I missed the on the way back to the
So
station.
he had killed her.
Yeah, he had killed her. He turned on the radio to find out that the CD playing his recorded show was skipping.
CDs skip? Well, I guess.
CDs
like
do
a-
skip, yeah, when they have scratches or if someone's bumping the thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
There was a lot going on there.
there was a lot
Yeah,
going
that
on
is-
there, yeah.
That was a tough one.
Believe
One
me,
more?
One more?
One more?
One more.
Yeah. We're looking
Just the
askance at
look
that
is-
one.
Whew.
Nope, not doing that one.
No? Okay.
I liked the parachute one. That was just damn.
Yeah,
got it.
that was good. That was straightforward. That
This
was,
is real. No, that's a real reach. I'm trying to get you guys like a good one.
DG Dell
That's way
speculates
too-
that the reason the thing was skipping was someone were getting lucky in the
Getting
DJ
lucky in the
booth.
booth. Maybe it was his wife. No, she's dead.
No,
Apparently.
she's yeah. Some of these dark stories too dark.
Some of them are. Some of them are just like, okay, that's a blind man in the rubble type
Yeah.
story. There's one in Dark Stories too that involves a. Oh, you need Travis?
Oh, okay.
okay.
It's okay.
We're near the tail end anyhow.
Yeah.
Amanda and I will do one more with chat, and Travis will go home to wife and daughter. So Travis, I'm just
Good night,
going to
everybody.
Mute you. You're good. Well, thank you for joining us, Travis. Sorry you have to leave abruptly, but we will see you next week.
Such is life.
Yep. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
So.
Amanda is trying to find one
I'm
more
trying to find a good one.
good dark story that we can wrap up on. Oh, I didn't notice that somebody put the killer's mask up on the
Yeah.
gravestone in the background. Yeah.
All right. I think we'll go with gunslingers.
Okay, gunslingers.
All
Ready,
right.
chat?
Last one, guys. A woman walked into an empty restaurant and ordered a drink at the bar. The man behind the bar drew a gun and shot her. She did
Wow.
not have hiccups.
Okay. Can you read it to me one more time?
A woman walked into an empty restaurant and ordered a drink at the bar. The man behind the bar drew the gun and shot her.
Okay. Chat, I'll let you guys ask the first question.
Yeah.
I have a question in mind, but I don't want to jump ahead of the chat if anybody there has something that they feel they can ask. Was she wanted by the law, says DG Dell.
No, she was not.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question that I asked during the
The hiccup
earlier
one?
woman getting something from the bar.
Sure.
Was the man behind the bar the bartender?
No.
Aha!
Aha! Did she order a shitty beer? No. She ordered a girly cocktail with a little umbrella. It doesn't specify her drink.
So it's an empty bar,
Empty bar, empty restaurant.
empty restaurant.
Yep.
She assumes that the person behind the bar is the bartender and orders a drink,
Yep.
and instead he shoots her.
Yes.
Was he robbing the bar?
Yes, he was.
Is there more to this?
Not really. Yes. Was the guy a robber? Yes, he was. Yeah, that's the story. The man behind the bar was there to rob the restaurant. He couldn't risk being recognized and eliminated the only witness.
I feel like we need to do one more.
Sure.
Can I do one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it. Here, this can go on the
'Cause
bottom
that
of
went pretty quickly.
deck.
which way were you going?
I was taking them off the top and putting them onto the bottom as
Okay.
I went through them. The moon. Yeah, you guys did it.
This is an interesting one.
Great.
I like it, but I also don't like it. We'll try it.
All right.
I hope this isn't too frustrating to go out on.
All right, let's hear it.
We didn't get the DJ one, but we got the one with the thief and the one with the parachute. This one is entitled The Moon.
The moon.
Under the pale moonlight, Heidi would never discover the identity of the murderer.
Is
don't know if you
Heidi
can see it.
dead?
Yes.
Okay. Because it doesn't say that it's not her murderer, it's the murderer. So I just wanted to establish that Heidi is dead.
Heidi. Oh, wait, let me. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She is not dead.
Ha!
Heidi is not dead.
Yeah, is Heidi blind? Asks Drew.
No.
Heidi is not blind. But it's under the pale moonlight.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. So under the pale moonlight, Heidi would never.
Would never discover the identity of the murderer.
So
I have to say, having read the story, I think she could have, but whatever.
is the murderer wearing a mask? DG Dell asks.
Irrelevant.
Wow. Okay. Did Heidi have a blindfold on?
No.
Did a murder happen in front of her?
No.
Did Heidi find a body?
No.
Does Heidi know there was a murder?
No.
Is there a murder?
No.
There's no murder, guys.
And she would never discover the
So
identity
she's never going to
of
discover
the
the
murderer.
identity of the murderer, who apparently hasn't committed a murder. Is there a murderer?
No.
Well, then that's why you don't know who it is. Looks like she's wearing a bathing suit. Is she at a beach?
Yes.
She's wearing a bathing suit, so she's not skinny dipping.
No.
Is anyone dead?
No.
There's no murderer, guys. She's at a beach.
What's
Is the
an
murderer
albino
a shark
cow?
with cataracts and a limp?
I think Patrick's on the right track here. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Patrick. No. Is the murderer a shark? No.
So Heidi's not dead.
No.
No one else on the beach is dead.
No. Or yes.
Excuse me, no meaning yes.
Yes, meaning no.
No.
Nobody else is dead.
Getting a little
Shall I
confusing. Is there
reread it?
anyone else in the house?
Under the pale moonlight, Heidi would never discover the identity of the murderer.
Is Heidi reading a book?
Yes.
Is the book a murder, like a murder mystery?
Yes.
Was there not enough light for Heidi to finish the book? Because it's pale moonlight.
Relevant?
Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna let chat catch up
Okay.
with this.
No body, no murder, and she's trying to identify the non-existent murderer. Exactly, DG Dell.
Exactly.
You have it. Yes.
There's a murder mystery that she is reading. Yeah, Heidi needs to read
Probably
some
Heidi
much
does
better
need
books.
to read better books.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say yes. Was Heidi's book missing the last page? or last chapter?
How to phrase this?
Yes or no?
Irrelevant.
Okay. Did Heidi fall asleep?
Yes.
Did Heidi fall asleep while reading?
Yes.
Did someone take the book while Heidi was asleep?
No.
Did Heidi lose the book?
Yes.
Well, okay. Did the book get wet at the beach?
Yes.
Did the tide come in?
Yes.
Well, Heidi, get another copy of the goddamn
I know,
book.
that's what I was saying. How can she never discover the identity of the murderer? It was a one-of-a-kind
Yes.
copy of the book, I guess.
Apparently it was one of a kind. There's only one.
Yes. So, the woman laid on the beach and began to read a mystery novel. She fell asleep, allowing the tide to come in and wash the book away. I think that went well.
That was good.
You
and
guys,
that was
I think
really
you got it
good.
at the same time as the chat got
Yeah.
it. So, yeah, that
That
was
was
a good
good.
way to go out.
And yeah, Heidi, go to your local library.
Yeah, I know, right?
They
have
can help
another
you
copy.
find out the ending, I promise.
You know what, Amanda? It was a library book, and she went in and claimed she returned it, and then was too embarrassed to ever take the same book out again, having said that she returned the book already.
Go find another library network. They'll never know. But yeah, so that's Dark Stories.
Yep, there's 2 volumes of it
Some
at
of them are
least.
really weird. Yes, we are definitely doing waffles again, Drew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry you won't
waffle
be
time.
here for waffles, Drew.
So I'm just going to read.
The Limping Cow story was a good one,
It's a
Patrick.
good one.
Yeah.
Probably a better book than the one Heidi was reading. I'm just going to read you guys. This was one of the most ridiculous ones we've ever done.
There's no way anybody could ever get this.
our-
You think the
yeah.
DJ who killed his wife thing was hard.
Yeah, this isn't send you a waffle. We'll iron it. Then it'll be a pancake.
Yeah, exactly.
And stuff it in an envelope. So we played this with our friend Jay, and Jay drew this card to read when it was their turn to be the reader.
Right.
Jay was the storyteller. Jay drew this card and read,
How would you communicate this?
yeah, because a blind man effortlessly climbed through the rubble, a woman escaped with her life.
We figured part of it out.
We were able to figure out,
Because he effortlessly
point.
moved through the rubble, he could see. We got that bit.
yeah, we figured out that he wasn't actually blind.
But then there was something about the police were involved. We thought maybe the rubble was from a bomb, but no.
We actually ended up managing to figure out that she was delivering a letter for him.
I don't know how we got to that
I
point.
don't know how we got to it, but we did manage to get to a point where we were like, there's a piece of mail, and she's going to deliver it for him. Was the mail his confession that he had killed someone? Or it was this whole thing. The blind man is not a firefighter, and he's not actually blind.
Yeah, this
This is the most convoluted
Just go ahead and
story.
read it. Read the story.
So keep in mind that you're supposed to come up with all the details in here.
Using yes or no questions.
Yeah. For one, hold that quickly under the thing.
And
Look at how
document
much.
cam isn't open, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There is so much text on the back of this card. That whole card is text. Just to give you an idea. In a bombed out city, a man who appeared blind was groping through the rubble with a letter in hand. The helpful woman took the letter and offered to deliver it to its destination for him. When she looked again, she saw the man running away without trouble. Becoming suspicious, the woman contacted the police, who investigated a butcher shop at the address on the letter.
Agamemnon.
Yeah. After finding a supply of human flesh in the butcher's freezer, the contents of the letter made sense. Here's my last delivery. Enjoy.
Yeah.
What even is
So-
that story?
If you're playing this game and you draw that card, don't even bother.
Just
Just
ship it to the
away.
bottom.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, the way that's supposed to be interpreted is that, at least this is as far as I've been able to puzzle through it.
Yeah.
The supposedly blind guy was a means to get an innocent bystander to deliver themselves along with the letter to the butcher shop
To be butchered.
to be butchered.
Yeah, I get that.
And
But-
because she was suspicious, because he ran off and apparently wasn't blind, she went to the police and escaped with her life. Now, okay,
There's a lot going on.
there's a
there.
lot there, but why the bombed out city? Where is this story from?
Yeah, it feels like this is drawn
It feels
from
like,
somewhere.
yeah, that it's from some larger thing where there's it was a butcher serving human flesh. But the guy who ran away isn't the butcher. He was trying to get her to be the butchie.
Yes, the butched.
The butched. Butch apostrophe D.
Yes.
Detroit? No, not Detroit. Yeah, it's a weird one, and the bombed out city makes me feel like it's either supposed to be taking place in a post-apocalyptic world or something.
It's a
I don't
Fallout
even.
story.
Yeah, it is a Fallout story. It's the strange meat.
Yeah.
But that's a little town in Fallout 3. That's a nice little suburb outside of Bethesda. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's definitely a weird one.
Well,
So,
I'm yawning,
yeah.
and we've lost our friend.
Yeah, we lost our third.
So I think it is time to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for
And-
watching tonight.
Congratulations on answering a couple of the riddles.
Yeah.
This game is
We
a
will
fun party game.
play out Murder of Crows at some point. It
Yeah.
doesn't take that long to play.
We could play it next week. We could play it during the Extra Life Marathon.
Yeah.
We'll do something.
Thank you for watching. We had a good time.
Yeah. You know where to find us. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Yep, we'll be
7:30
here next
on
week.
Fridays. I do not have a poll set for next week yet.
But we will have one up soon.
I'm going to put up a list of Cthulhu games, and you guys get to choose what
You do
Cthulhu
need to get
game
to Skyline,
we're going
Drew.
to play.
You definitely need to get yourself to Skyline. Oh, you'll be traveling, DG Dell. Well, good trip. Have a good journey wherever you
we'll
are
miss you
headed.
on Friday.
We will miss you.
You can always watch the VOD.
And Drew, yeah, next time you're in town, neither of us drink, but we'll certainly be glad to hang out. And yeah, you do need to go to Skyline, get yourself some chili mac. Get yourself a 5-way with beans and onions and cheese and maybe a couple of conies. Good stuff.
Man, I am a fan of Skyline. I wish there was one local to us.
God damn, do I wish we had a Skyline local to us.
Anyhow,
Yeah, Cthulhu themed games. Cthulhu Gloom, I think, is off the table because we played Gloom tonight.
yeah.
But we definitely have some good ideas.
Apparently, the love letter version of Cthulhu is really great.
Ooh.
So that was
Cthulhu Love
highly
Letter.
recommended to me by somebody the
I
other
am-
day when I was mentioning Cthulhu
I am
games.
down with that.
So Cthulhu Love Letter, Pandemic Cthulhu is one that I think we could do on stream.
We could definitely do that on stream.
There's a couple options. So I'll put a poll up. I'll probably get it up into the Discord, and I'll post it on our Facebook page probably tomorrow sometime during the day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's going to be a busy day. If anybody is local to
Ooh,
the
nice.
Abington area, and I realize this doesn't apply to DG Dell and it doesn't apply to Drew, but if anybody else is
But yeah, if
watching
anyone
and
else
is in
is
the area,
watching.
we have a mega game going on tomorrow at 4 p.m. and it is the world turned upside down. It is a Revolutionary War game for 30 to 60 players. and it's
Yeah.
going to be enormous. It's free to play. It's going to take up probably about as much space as the werewolf games take,
Yeah.
and have a similar feel to it, hopefully. It's redcoats versus rebels,
Yeah.
patriots, whatever.
Streaming it all. We haven't talked about it. We might be able to
That's
set it up.
Actually, a interesting idea.
We'll see what we can do. If we do, we'll
Yeah.
post about that in Facebook and the Discord.
Audio will probably be spotty. I have a shotgun
Yeah,
mic.
30
I
to
don't
60
know
players,
where it is right now. I think it's in the
wild.
back office.
So yeah,
I'll see if I can stream it, because that really would be very cool.
that would be awesome as a bonus stream.
And of course, another reminder, 14 days. 14 days until Extra Life, and we are taking donations now.
What's the Discord channel?
there's a
link down below.
Yeah, there's a link to the Discord channel.
Yeah, if you go down below the video feed for us, there's a link to our Discord there. And
And if you're asking what Discord is a chat service used by...
It's like a gaming chat
Yeah,
service,
exactly.
but it has
It's like Skype mixed with...
yeah, it's got text-based chat on different like topics for different like servers. So there's
Yeah.
a battleground server and then different channels within that. So
Sort of
yeah.
imagine a chat mod mixed with the bulletin board.
yeah,
It's-
like BBS and
Every way
But
you could
real-time
imagine
updates.
for staying in touch with people mashed into one service. I really do enjoy Discord.
yeah, it's nice. It's like being in a chat room, but also having the option to talk to specific people and leave it up all the time. Like you can just go back and look back through all the stuff that's been posted. You don't have to have been physically, like actually present yourself in the chat.
We have few enough
and there are
active
voice channels
Discorders
as well.
in the Battleground Discord that I receive updates whenever it posts.
Yeah.
It pings my watch. So if you post in Discord, I get a little
Well, that's why
ping.
it's nice to have lots of different channels, is because then you have things that are tailored specifically to you, which is
Oh, yeah.
really nice.
You can look at what you want to look at, and you don't have to look at anything that doesn't interest you.
True. All right.
All
I'm
right.
yawning. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I'm yawning too. I'm gonna
We should
say good night, everybody.
head out.
Thank you so much for joining us as always. We'll see you next Friday and possibly tomorrow
Yeah.
for
We'll
the
post.
mega game.
We'll
see
let
what
you
we
guys
can
know.
do. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oops.